Hi guys! So we actually have a theme this week, which is pretty exciting because we like having themes, and themes are cool, and they're actually necessary because, in case you haven't noticed, we all suck at rambling. Anyway, so theme this week is our majors and why we chose them. And I am double majoring in psychology and sociology, and what I plan to do with this is I want to become a research psychologist. So in other words, I want to spend the rest of my life in a laboratory researching things. And I really want to specialize in human sexuality and gender. First, I'm going to explain my obsession with human sexuality and gender. So basically what happened was, like, when you're little and it's like boys marry girls and girls marry boys, like that's just how it works. There's a husband and a wife, blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden it was like my older brother broke the news to me that my next door neighbors, who are both girls, weren't just friends, they were married. And everyone expected me to have this huge issue with this and be like, what? Girl marrying a girl, that's wrong. And instead I was like, dude, cool. And then, like, all of a sudden I was like, whoa, there are girls who like girls and boys who like boys. Cool. And then all of a sudden it was like, and then there are people who like both. And I was like, whoa, that's awesome. And, you know, I guess that's for people, but a lot of people where religion plays a part, and they're like, this is wrong, the Bible's against it. And that's where my parents kind of were, but I was like, dude, this is so awesome. Like, holy fuck, awesome. Except I didn't say holy fuck, because I was like 6. But I was fascinated by them. And then I got to high school, and like, I started meeting people who were like this, you know, who liked boys when they were boys, or girls when they were girls, and I was like, dude, whatever, like, I didn't care. Cool, okay, you like people, congratulations, I don't, whatever. But then it was fascinating to me, and then I started learning about other, like, sexualities and other, like I learned about, like, pansexuality and asexuality, and I was like, dude, this is so fucking cool. And then I took a psychology class because I thought psychology was interesting, and I figured, why not? And then we got to the unit where we were learning about different sexual orientations, and my teacher was like, well, there's, we all know about homosexuality and bisexuality, but, then there's other ones, and he couldn't explain what pansexuality was, or asexuality, so I would, or, you know, all the other different things, and so I raised my hand, and I was like, Mr. Milinovich, I really get this, would you like me to explain it? And he was like, oh, okay, sure. And I was the really quiet kid. So, like, no one talked to me ever, and I explained it, and everyone was like, dude, what the fuck, this girl's weird. And I didn't care, because I was like, this is so cool, how are you not all, like, why isn't your mind just, like, going over, like, it was so cool, and I loved it, and I was just, like, fascinated by this, and we don't even know what causes it right now. Like, I mean, there are biological factors, and, like, psychological, and sociological, and, it's so cool. And then all of a sudden I started learning about gender, and sex and gender are two different things. Like, I mean, originally you just learned about drag queens, and I was like, okay, cool, you know, if you really like to wear lots and lots of sparkles and stuff when, you know, whatever. But then all of a sudden it was like, wait a second, it's not all like that. There's also just people who are anatomically female who are boys. Like, sex isn't all there is, there's more. And it was so cool, and I was like, dude, I wanted to, like, tell everyone about it because I was so fascinated. And people got really annoyed with me because that's all I wanted to talk about, because I was just like, human sexuality and gender is so cool. And I was just like, what is going on? And I was obsessed with it. And then it turned out that I really liked researching. That's what I learned in high school, is because like, we would have big math assignments or something, and all my friends would be like, dude, what the fuck, I hate math. And I'd be sitting here like, dude, algebra, fuck yeah. And then we would have research papers, like 12-page long research papers, and all my friends would be like so swamped with homework, and I'd be sitting there and I was like unable to pay attention to the rest of my classes, like bouncing up and down in my seat, literally, quite literally, like coming up with first drafts even though I hadn't even started researching, and I didn't know all the topics that I might possibly do, and I was writing down points and everything. I was so excited, and I wouldn't stop talking about them, and I would talk to my friends about my research papers because I loved my research papers, and it was so cool, and I loved learning things. So then I was like, wait a second, what are the two things that get me really, really excited about the world? Researching and human sexuality and gender. What could I do that has both of these things? Psychology. And then I took a sociology class, and I was like, dude, this is really cool. So I was like, why not? I just love it, and it's so cool. So now I've decided to double major, and that way I've also got, like, double the options of what I can do with my life. So basically, the reason I've chosen my majors is that I'm a nerd, don't understand how cool this is. So if you ever really want to talk about, like, human sexuality and gender, talk to me, because I would fucking love it, because it's so fascinating. Yeah, okay, bye.